Hope we're all well, safe, and getting a bit of that rain, not too torrential, I hope. We got a fair bit here, but comes and goes. So I hope you're all well. Who is on there tonight? We've got quite a few of you. We've got Sue, Yvonne, Sandra, and Margot. Yes, you did make it. And Gail, how are we? And we've got a lot of others on there as well. So welcome. If you are new, don't forget we've got the 3 S's. We've got subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. We've got the stalk me on Facebook and Instagram. And then we also have the share everything. So, yep, and Narelle didn't turn the phone down. There we go. And share. So share all the posts. Hi, Ruth. How are you? I'm going to keep the phone close because the camera's a little bit further away from me. Hi, Jane. How are you this evening? Yeah, so I hope you're all busy and everything. And did you like that new pattern on Saturday? Another one come out of this. It's amazing how they're all coming out. Put a reminder on my phone. Good on you, girl. I do that quite often. So yeah. So tonight, hi, Dizzy. How are you, sweetie? Tonight I am in the workroom, the kitchen, and it's not for the cooking. I actually work in my workroom, and this is where I do all my cutting. Hi, Joanne. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Anne. How are you? All raining in Canberra again. Oh, yeah, we've had some big storms hit north. We had a big one here late this afternoon, so they're all coming through. Hi, Marg. How are you? In the storms? Yes, there's been a lot around. So, yeah, so we are in my workroom. So, hence... The quilts behind me are actually covering a fair bit of work, but I do work on the dining room table. The kitchen is not used for cooking because you don't really want to eat my cooking. It is here, this is where I do all the cutting. So tonight what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how to fold your fabric to get the right strips and a few tips and techniques on your cutting mat, your board, and rotary cutters and everything like that. So, I'll keep an eye on the phone as well if any comments come through, any questions, because I'm going to miss that, and I'm actually going to put the camera down soon. So let's get into it. The first thing is going to be how to fold your fabric to get those strips straight. As you guys know, I import all my fabric, I cut it all. So all the things that you see are cut by me. If there are any worries, let me know. And that is, who's that one? Oh, Anne-Marie, how are you, sweetie? Nice to see you. So yeah, so I do cut them all. If you've got any issues or anything happens, just let me know. I have been doing it for quite many years. So hi Barb, how are you? So there is very rarely something that happens. I do miss sometimes putting something in or you get something extra. That's okay. Hi Christine, how are you? All right, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to show you how to fold your fabric. Now the first thing you've got to remember that people that work in fabric shops, Margot's saying, hi to everybody. You're so social, Margot, when you are on here. This is so good to have you tonight. So when you go to the fabric shops and everything like that, don't trust them to cut it straight, all right? Just know that it could not be cut straight or if they rip, okay? Ripping is another thing that cannot always get it straight. So what you need to do is get your fabric. I've got 2 colours, so hopefully these will work for you, all right? Now these ones, you get the Selvage to Selvage. Okay, now if you go by the straight of the cut, this one is straight because I cut it or something out. If you, so if it wasn't cut straight, no, this is not a side, but anyway. So if you go by just folding it exactly how the person cut it when you bought it, it may not give you that straightness that you need to get your straight strips. So forget that, all right, forget how they've cut it. You're going to need to go from selvage to selvage. Okay, now when you hold it selvage to selvage, we have got, okay, so when you hold it selvage to selvage, now see if I can come back a little bit. All right, so if I was to hold it and do this, I'm just going to make this really bad. All right, see how you can see that bend in it? All right, you move your selvage until that disappears. Keep shaking it down until it gets straight down. All right, that's how you need your fabric. So what I'm going to do is going to put that one down. I will put the camera down and show you in a minute. And then this one, I'm going to leave the bend in. I'm just going to fold that over so I've got room. So this one I've got here. Let's see if it's got a bad edge. Ah, no. Okay, so let's pretend this one you're going to line it up and you haven't folded it properly. So what I'm going to do is actually shake this out. Put this, you're still putting selvage to selvage. That's okay, but you need to get rid of, can you see it? going to work because that one is not a correct piece. Hang on, we'll do it this way. All right. So if that was selvage to selvage, and see how you've got that bend? All right. So what I'm going to do is place that down. I actually got a piece that's not cut the right way. Right. And I haven't cut. Let me get that right. Okay. Okay. What I need to do is marry these ones up here. Okay, I'm just getting, because this is up different. This is not a selvage piece, but it's close enough. All right, so I'm going to put that down there and you can see it. I'm just going to chop this off here so it's not so big. And then I'm going to put the camera down so you can see this. All right. And yes, I am going to cover my rotary blade. Right. Here we go. I'm going to put the camera down on the table. Here we go. So this is the one here where selvage to selvage, we've married them up, but I've got this bend in it. Okay, now I've married it up with how they've cut it in the shop. Hi Doreen, hi Enzo. We've got lots of people coming in. Sorry, I have been busy. Okay, so what we do, okay, so you've got that bend. So when you go to cut your strip, all right, let me just cut this piece off here. Okay, now I line up, get rid of that. I line up the bottom of the fabric here with a line on my ruler, and then I'll count across my 2.5 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches, whatever you need. All right, so let's just cut this to a 2.5. Actually, I'll cut it, because I'm trying to get it where it shows you the bend. See, I don't do this, so let me go in here, all right, where this bend is, and then I'm going to cut it again. Now, I've married up the line across the bottom, the line across here on my ruler. So when I cut, and you have that bend in it, this is what happens, right? You're going to get all these funny bits. Oh, let me hold it up. Can you see that? You're going to get these funny bits in here. It will probably have a banana bend in it, okay? So you're not going to get them straight. So that'll be in somebody's bag of bits next time, probably. This one I have folded correctly. So we've got, sorry, I know Sandra, I am so bad because I always work alone and I should close my cutter. So what I've done, I've got my selvage to selvage, and this is completely flat. You haven't got that fold in it. So I'm going to trim it off to make sure this edge is straight. Using the bottom of the ruler, go straight up, and I closed it. All right. And it's got an older blade in it because I'm going to show you how to change them in a minute. All right. Then we're going to come across. I'm going to pick the 2.5 inch. Now this ruler, ladies, is about 30 years old. We're getting very close to it. And I can still see my marks because it's been looked after. All right. And here, didn't cut right through to that selvage. All right. There's the cutter. There we go. Do you iron your fabric first? Yvonne, I iron all my fabric if it's not coming off the roll. Okay, so when you get it from me, you will need to iron it? Yes. I know, Margot, sorry, I am really bad for it. When I'm teaching, normally I don't. If you're in front of me, I will be the rotary cutter police, but when I'm on my own here, I am very, because it's forever in my hand. All right, so that's how you cut it. Yes, this would normally be ironed. I've just picked this off the shelf that's got them folded. And that's how you'll get, bring that back here, that's how you'll get it where it's not got a banana bend. Hi Therese, how are you? Hi Rhonda. All right, so the biggest thing is to make sure that when you fold your fabric, you fold it selvage to selvage, all right, and make sure it's not got, let's see if I can do it again, got that little crease in it. See that little crease? All right, so if I was to put that down, you can see that crease in there, and you're going to go, oh, that's so pretty, and let's just leave that there. That is so pretty. And when you cut it, I'm just cutting this where it is. Let's see if it happens. And I'll line up 3 inch. Okay. You will get, it will not be, it'll have that bend in it. Okay, so that's how you fold your fabric to cut. When you're doing your fabric with your measuring with your ruler, okay, you can either measure with your ruler or measure with your mat. I'm a measurer with the ruler because mats don't always have the same measurements as rulers. It is a thing that could be out just by a tiny bit, but they can be out. All right, so I use my ruler. Okay, that's me. This is actually on the millimeter side because I don't use the mat, but I use both sides. All right, to buy it and have the selvages not together or even parallel. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens, Dizzy. So that's where you get the iron out. So when you iron it, you'll see my ironing board's at the end of the table. I have my iron there, and I will actually fold it and iron it where it doesn't have that fold in, but when it comes over onto the table for me to cut, I do check it as well. I've gotten to the point where I can look at it and just spread it and know whether it's okay. Right, cleaning your mat. Let's do that one. Oh, no, let's do the rotary cutter. Okay, so this rotary cutter needs a new blade, as you could tell, because that one didn't cut very well. All right, the other reason is because the mat needs cleaning. I'll show you that one too. So with your blade, you will unhook it. Now, there's so many different types of rotary blades and everything. What you need to do is have a look at it as you pull it apart. That was my biggest tip, because you always throw the package, right, that has the instructions. So when you take it apart, if it's got little washers or got anything, I always keep them the right side up. Don't sort of grab it like this. It's not a good look. All right. Oh, thank you, Emery. It's actually a countertop one, so it's nice and big. So then when you get one, I have these, these ones, Offler ones, I think. Yeah, these are Offler ones. They have the case. So you'll get your new one out. While you've got this open, put that back for a minute. While you've got that open, you can give it a clean because you will get dust and everything in there. Give it a tap. Look, see, there we go. All right, so that's got lots of rubbish. See, now I'm dirtying my mat. All right, let me just put that in the bin. I've been cutting for 2 days because there's a new range coming out on Saturday, ladies. Okay, so give it a good clean and everything. Let's see if I can get this back on right now. Nope, that's the right-handed way, I think. There we go. All right, so clean it up. Don't grab it by the end. Get your rotary blade, pop her in. All right, this one, some of them have the little post coming through for you to put it on. This one doesn't. So you just got to put it in and marry up the little straight edge in there. Screw it back on, nice and tight. And there you have your rotary blade. Let me just grab a bit of fabric, and you'll notice that it will cut a lot more smoother for you. Okay, I didn't go to the end. There we go. Okay, with the old one, if you don't get them with a case, I always find that I can, yes, I have covered it. Hi Karen, how are you? I'm just seeing them come through. So if you've got no case for it, I usually wrap it in newspaper or something that's really covering it for when it goes in the bin. But when you've got an old one, I just pop it back in the case and I can throw that in the bin and it's safe. Okay, so that is how you change your blade. How often should you change your blade? How often do you use it? You actually will notice how often you need to change it. Hi Mum, Mum's on there. How often you need to change it is you'll notice that it's not as gliding through as easily. All right, let me grab some wadding. I was going to grab some wadding for you and show you just here what happens. So when you actually yes, this is the workroom. Everything's in shelvings and everything. So when you cut your wadding, I don't know whether you've ever noticed this, but if you cut wadding, let me just do a couple of strips here. Right, is that enough? I think it's doing it. Yeah. So you can see the wadding sticks into your mat. Right, self-healing mats. They are called self-healing because they will self-heal as long as you do not have fibres in the middle. All right. So, covering my road. Sharps containers from the chemist are good too. Definitely, Joanne. Yeah. So there's lots of ways that you can keep them so they won't hurt anyone. So your mats are self-healing as long as you don't have fibres between them. one way of doing it, and I used to do it quite often, I just grab an old bit of fabric or something. Moisturizer jars. Well done, Dizzy. All right, used on top, so I remember. That's a good idea. All right, you can. I've gone across and done that, and that I thought cleaned it. But the best way to clean wadding out or any fibres, good old rubber, good old eraser. All right, an old mat just for wadding for that reason. Karen, this is how you can clean it, honey. Because even though you do it with you do your wadding on it, it still won't self-heal and it'll clean it out. So what you do is you just actually rub this along where the pieces are. It's good to go in the grain of where you've been cutting. I haven't cut any wadding on this one much, that's why it's not there. Right, now that's not actually the rubber. That's actually pulling, can you see that? That's pulling fibres out of where I have all this cutting. Right, here's a lot, look. Now, also when you're cutting, if you can move, look at all the fibres on there, okay? So move your mat across, all right? Move your cutting across so you're not cutting in the same spot. That's why I don't use the measurements on the mat, because using the measurements on the mat, you're always going to cut at that same point. So I move it along. Yeah, so any rubber will do, but the harder ones is something you can firmly go for it. Excuse me. So what we can do now to clean it up. Now, cutting mats, there are prints that come off patterns if you've got them sitting on it, magazines, or if you've got a bit of fabric that's got a bit of dye that comes out of it. Not mine. All right. That will actually mark it, and then when you go to put a white or something on, you'll see it. Here's a way to clean it up. Just your room temperature water, not hot, not cold. Just grab a Chux and give it a wipe. Okay, I've heard of putting it in the bath. Don't own a bath, so that's not going to happen with me. But you can actually wipe those fibres away. Look, can you see that? Okay, so that's got a bit of dirt on it. All right, I've only cleaned that little section there at the moment. But yeah, so that will clean it. And what happens then is because you've pulled the fibres out of that cut where you've cut, it'll actually close and it'll close up and it'll heal again. Grab a dry paper towel, cloth, and you can dry it off. All right. You can use a paper towel, you can use Chux, whatever. That's now cleaner than what it was before. So, what you can do is also don't scrub too hard with the rubber, because if you do use your mat, you don't want to lose your marks. All right, it can take the marks off. You don't want to do that. I'm just seeing, this is a relatively new mat. So I'm just going to move that down a little bit. Can you see this piece? There's a bit of black there. All right. I was cutting black the other day. So if I do that, you can see all these fibres? Like that's not the rubber, that's actually fibres coming out of the cuts. All right, grab my wet one again, just wipe it over. Go up and down the grooves because you want to clean them out. All right, and then give it a dry. Whichever way, I think this was the wet one, that was the dry one, but anyway, yep, I'll turn it over. There we go. And that will keep your mat cleaner. You can actually see, if I move, that's not my shadow. That's where I've just cleaned it, and it looks a lot cleaner than what it was down here. All right, so that's how you can clean your mat. I've heard of moisturisers and everything. Not a big fan of that one because if it was, I'll come back up to me now because it is all about me. It was, to me, that's putting a moisture in there that might go on your fabrics. All right. Yeah, you'll be cleaning these, Karen. Yep, definitely. And Joanne, the size of my mat. It is well, I can get them for you if you want them. Quote message me, I'll let you know. They are a countertop one. So it goes for 130 centimetres. Yeah. Same thing, Karen, yeah. It is a big one. It does cut close, yeah, 1.3 metres because I roll it out and I'm cutting further. I stand here and cut for hours. right through the night sometimes. Hair's tied back because there's no fans or anything in here. It gets quite warm. That won't happen in summer. There'll be a pedestal fan coming in here. So that is how you do that. Is there any other tips or tricks you want to know about before I move on to treasure hunt? Just pop them through, ladies, because I have lots to show you on treasure hunt tonight. So we've covered cleaning your mat, how to cut the fabric straight, change your rotary blade, okay? When you change your blade and you've cleaned your mat, you'll find it will cut a lot nicer. All right, I'm just going to move that water because Narelle's not real good with things like that around. Ends up on the floor. If you can see, this is my ironing board. Oh, it's only half of it. It's showing to there. Okay, that's not too bad. All of these, lots of goodies, are going to be in your treasure hunt tonight. All right, so let's get going. We have got, I'll go through the kits first. All right, mat's dry. Yep, I can put these on here. Sort of dry. Okay, let me just wipe that because I don't want to put these down on wet things. Okay, all right. We've got a floating bubbles kit. It is really cheap. Okay, they're normally 120. I'll put that up for $100. All right. Now, don't forget with treasure hunt. Anybody new watching me for treasure hunt? These will be hidden on the website. They go live at 8:30. Hence why I'm sort of getting through them now. When they're live, you actually go find them throughout the website. They are not called what they are. They are not described what they are. You will just see a photo and it'll have the price. You put it in your cart. It is not yours until it's paid for. Anything over $80, you get free postage anyway. If it's not over $80 and you purchase it, you pay postage. If you go back and find more and you pay more postage, I will give you a voucher to the value of the postage that you pay to spend later. All right, so it's just the way the website works and we can't fix it, but that's how I help with the extra cost. Okay, so we've got a floating bubbles. We've got a couple of snowball kits. All right, so we've got a boy one and a girl one. They're mainly all got $10 off them, as you all guys know. Doing a 5-inch strip knife. So we've got cats and dogs. We've got a midnight twist, 5-inch ones. These are all going for $35. You've got your feathers and ferns. You've got your leaves, and you've got a 2x2. That, I think, a couple of these are the last ones of them. All right, moving it out so that I've got room for this new fabric coming. We've also got a jagged stacks. Remember, if you don't want to make jagged stacks, you don't have to make jagged stacks. I'll give you the pattern, but you don't have to make it. If these are discounted, and you will have the fabric to do with whatever you want. Okay, it's not a kit to make purposely a jagged stacks. It will make it, but you don't have to. So you've got a bright dots 10-inch squares and 2 of the green 10-inch squares in there, and it's $10 off. Okay, so you can actually just buy the fabric, get a free pattern, put it in your library, whatever. All my patterns have the 3-hole punches, so you can put them in a folder and have them as a collector's item. We've got some 5-inch squares, 2x2 black and white and some bright dots. I've got a 5-inch pavers kit, 2x2 with the light blue. We've got a bullseye with the origami and olive. That's got 2.5 meters of olive and a 5-inch strip. Ladies, just buy it for the fabric. It's got $10 off. You do not need to follow that pattern. Stepping stones. We've got the origami with some nice tan beige. All right. I've got a high five kit with midnight twist and blue. Would look gorgeous. That's a high five behind me with some paisleys I used to have. All right. So midnight twist with the blue in a high five. Oh my gosh, that would look lovely. All right. We got some 10-inch squares, some leaves, and some bright dots. All right. I've got a funky picnic in your feathers and ferns with grey. Funky picnic. And here we go. Here is some other great specials. Let's push these out of the way a little bit. All right, these are meterage, if not a little bit over or a little bit less, but it will tell you on the website when you go for it. There is 0.7 of a metre of this little fruit one, $8. All right, you've got 0.8 of a metre on that one for little cupcakes. $10, another 0.8 for this one. We've got some Aussie animal fabric. This one is a metre for $12. These are the last ofs. I've just taken off the roll. These are the last ones, ladies. 1 metre of the hippie bus, $12. 1.3 metres of this little florally blue for $12. We've got 1.5 metres. I wasn't going to cut it off half a metre. Yep, you can have the 1.5 metres for 18 and 1.5 metres of the Aussie Animals for 18. That's not it. We've got the good old fur balls. All right, you've got your green, your pink, and your blue. These are 53 inches wide. So normally your fabric's 40 to 44 inches. These are around 53 inches wide. So you're getting a little bit more, nearly an extra 10 inches. Okay, in the width. So for 1 metre, these are $15. Okay, they are listed. I've listed them as one product, and then you pick the quantity. Okay, so they're on there for 15. Same with the little farm animals. I've only got it in the beige. That's all. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And owls, those are 1 metre. These are 40 by 44 inches. I've got 4 of those. They'll be there for $12 for a metre because they're not as wide. These ones are wider for 15. The other thing I've got is something little special things. These are little packets of 5 little buttons. Can you see the buttons? So these are either made with that Fimo, they're wooden painted, or ceramic. Okay, they're just a lot. I used to sell them in the shop a lot, that sort of thing. Not going to keep them anymore. So these are just last. So you'll get 5. This is a purple pack. All right, so it's got little love hearts, birds. I'm trying to get it where there's no sheen on it, but it's in plastic. Okay, so you've got those. These are 5 for $20. Okay, there's little packs with. This one's got little gollywogs, little flowers, teddy bears. There's a teddy bear one. This one's got all wooden. So these ones are wooden. That's actually a little Singer sewing machine-y looking thing. All right, you've got little Amish people and some happy faces. There's a farm animal one. All right, so you've got the pig, the cow, the chook, that sort of thing. There was a cats and dogs. What's this one got? Oh, this has got 2 more little peoples and a teddy bear and a frog. All right, but there's 5 in each one. I have them numbered, so I know which one you are going to get. Okay, so they are all on there for Treasure Hunt Wednesday. Okay, so we have got, you ladies are quiet. You're all watching. They're not going live till 8:30. What are we on? 8:27, another 3 minutes. Have you got any questions? Please, anybody new, if you want to say hello on here. Subscribe onto my website. If you subscribe onto the website, what you'll do there is I will see that you're new and I will send you a gift voucher for $10 to spend on there. Talking about gift vouchers, I did post up a Facebook post to actually a Chevron Quilt in the background. I spy. Oh, Joanne sent me a little message, a Chevron one. No. Is that the one here you're talking about down the bottom? That one is actually the triple rail in the feathers and fern that I did. I just haven't quilted it yet, so it became a cloth to cover all my mess. All right. No, it's actually the, yeah, I can't lift that up. There's lots of fabric and mess under there. That's a feathers and fern, Joanne. So yeah, it's, you subscribe. So with the gift vouchers, just a hint to everybody if you want a gift voucher that you can spend, because there is going to be a lot of fabric coming. You would have seen it, Joanne. I'm pretty sure that paisley, that triple rail with the leaves, I had it behind me in one of the videos when I brought that fabric out, I think. So, yeah, so there you go. So anybody new, go on there, subscribe. I'll send you a voucher. And you can actually ask all your family for any gift vouchers if you want to, and you can purchase them on the website, Bindy's HQ. So don't forget the 3 S's. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. You've got the share all my posts and stalk me on Facebook or Instagram. If you're coming through Woodburn, I am here. I do live behind it. You're actually now seeing my kitchen, which is the workroom. You can actually ring me, and you can, the phone number's on the front door, or you've got my phone number. Ring me. I'm usually out the back here cutting fabric or doing some work. I'll come out if the shop's not open. I do have it open quite early-ish, so around about 9 most days, and shut by about 12. Okay. Thanks, Gail. Oh, Jenny, you're a little bit late. Hello, goodbye. It's a bit like that. All right, ladies, so thank you so much. Saturday, we have Weekend Workshop. I will have a new line of fabric coming out for that one on Weekend Workshop. It will be interesting. It's a lovely one, and I'll have some, not a new pattern, but I'll have some patterns coming out as well. So thanks, Barb. Thanks, Joanne. I hope everyone is going to clean their mats, keep them clean. Flip them over if you don't use them as numbers. Flip them over if you don't use the grid or anything, and you'll be fine. All right, keep that rotary blade cut and keep it covered. Sorry, keep it closed. No worries. All right, thanks so much, everybody. We will see you on Weekend Workshop on Saturday. I appreciate your support, and stay safe and happy sewing. Thanks, guys. All right, we've got April, Joanne. Oh, that's all right, April. We'll see you on replay. And we've got Joanne, Yvonne, Karen, Sandra, Dizzy. Great practical advice night. Yes, I thought I'd go a little bit technical. Sue, Anne-Marie. Oh, Jennifer, you're a new one. Hello, how are you? Jennifer, and then we've got Dizzy and Rhonda. So if anybody wants to actually join me again, see you Saturday for Weekend Workshop. See ya, happy hunting. They're all live on the website right now. See ya, Bingies HQ.